Good morning. We're so glad to have you with us. Welcome. This is Patsy Egan. I direct ATLAS at Hamline University, and we are so glad to be hosting this Adult Career Pathways Institute. A few reminders on your screen here. If you need any tech help, please chat to Marisa Giesler, who's on hand to help with any technical audio, video, anything you're having problems with. Please chat to Marisa and she can help you out. If you're not terribly familiar with Zoom, you might not know that you can do a gallery view or a speaker view on your camera, and that's in the upper right-hand corner. At the bottom of your screen, you might have to hover your mouse a little bit to reveal the unmute and the video button. And we do ask that everyone stay unmuted and keep your video off unless you are speaking. So we'll do that throughout the day. All right, we're so glad to have you with us. And I'm actually going to turn things over to Astrid Leiden to say a little bit about today's work.
Thank you, Patsy. Good morning, everyone. I am Astrid Leiden, and I am with the Minnesota Department of Education, where I coordinate professional development for our ABE system. As Patsy said, we are so excited to have you here today. This event has been months and actually a year in the making, and we're very excited to come together as a state. It's been 10 years now since we had our last Transitions Conference, and we have learned a lot. So we're coming together today to share successes, to highlight some of the wonderful work that's happening all around the state, and to work together to find solutions to some of the persistent challenges that we all face in delivering effective career pathways. So whether you're just getting started with this work or whether you have a well-established career pathway programming, we think that you will find something that will meet your needs today. We had an excellent group of ABE professionals from around the state that have helped us to plan this event, and I think it is tailored to meet a wide range of needs. So thank you for being here today, and we look forward to sharing and learning with you. So let's talk a little bit about who came together to plan the event.
Yeah, thank you. And just a brief reminder that this event is being recorded and it will be posted and shared publicly. So as Astrid mentioned, this event has been a long time in the making. We're so glad to have it come to be. This event was originally scheduled for last spring, and of course, lots happened since then, but we're so glad to finally be able to spend some time with you all today. And making it all happen were some important people that I want you to be sure and know. So first of all is Heather Turngren. Heather, I'll let you say hello.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Adult Career Pathway Institute. As Astrid was saying, it's a long time in the works, and I'm so grateful that you're here today. And I'm also very thankful for our great presenters who have a lot of experience and information to share.
Great, thank you. And behind the scenes, we have Gail Rutan. Gail, would you like to say hello?
Hi everyone, I'm Gail, and I'll just be in the background here. Thank you for being here.
Gail is making all the magic here, so thank you so much for all of your work. She's our events manager at ATLAS, as well as Marisa Giesler. Marisa.
Hello there, everyone. Just a reminder, if you're having any issues, you can chat to me, and I will get you the help that you need.
Great, thank you. And this was very much a team effort between ATLAS and the Minnesota Department of Education. So let me introduce, you've heard from Astrid, but let's hear from Julie as well.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited you can all be here today.
Great. Astrid?
Yes, at this point, I'd like to introduce our state director, Brad Haskamp, who would like to share a bit about our vision for the day and looking forward to career pathways in the future for Minnesota. Welcome, Brad.
Thanks, Astrid. And I also want to thank Patsy and Heather with ATLAS for helping for planning today's event with Julie and Astrid. Thank you for all of your hard work, and thank you for Gail and Marisa for just making the logistics work and making it such a wonderful event for all of us today. And I also want to thank all of the presenters that will be presenting throughout the day. This is such a great showcase of some of the best work that we're doing in our system right now. Minnesota Department of Education, our adult education team really truly sees adult career pathways as a priority for our adult education programs, because this really adult career pathway programming really helps students, our learners, apply the skills that they've developed. It helps them achieve some major goals and improve the lives for themselves and their families. And so it's such a powerful effort to work together. But let's talk about some of the challenges in this work as we go to the next slide. Admittedly, this work also does have some challenges, but these are challenges that we can tackle together. We want to make sure that we have career pathway programming accessible and sustainable around the state, and using distance education and hybrid models, taking regional approaches, meaning it's not just programming within one program, within one AB program, but maybe utilizing partners or multiple AB programs together, and forming resource sharing partnerships where we can braid funding together or pair funding together so it's not all on the back of one entity. And really the focus of all this work to making this program, career pathway programming possible, is to focus on the learners and their goals. And so I really think that we can tackle this together. It's a big challenge, but you'll, as you see throughout the day, you'll see a lot of amazing examples of how this is working and how it's continuing to evolve and get better. So I'm going to turn it back over to the rest of the team to talk more about what we'll be doing today. Thank you all very much and have a great conference.
Great, thanks so much, Brad. So as we move into the day, we wanted to just ground ourselves in some student stories and some successes and some things that are really happening that are to be celebrated in adult career pathways in Minnesota adult basic education. So I'm going to turn things over to Heather to kick us off.
Thanks, Patsy, and thanks, Brad. As you were talking about that, Brad, it just makes me so grounded in the work that I do as a teacher and with ATLAS in helping adult career pathways. When I speak with students, they say, yes, I want to learn English. Yes, I need my GED. But when you ask them a little bit further why, it's pretty much always to get a better job, to get a job, and this is what adult career pathways do. So we want to ground ourselves and think again back to that student's perspective. And we have a few videos. These videos come from Minnesota. They come from programs that are in our state, and they are also posted on the Adult Career Pathways Schoology group. So I'd invite you all to join the group, and I can help you do that after today's session. But our first video is going to be just showing the complexity of the work that adult career pathways is. It's not easy, but when it's done, it is helping our students move along to that their educational goals and getting work. We have a video here. We're going to have Teresa Zingery, who's the community education manager at Anoka Hennepin, discuss the complex work that's needed for adult career pathways, as well as the partnerships that are needed to build these adult career pathways. With partnerships and collaboration, adult career pathways do work and they improve the lives of our learners. So Teresa, do you want to say a little bit more about this video?
Yeah, hi, just to let you know, thank you, Heather. This video was created with our work at Anoka Hennepin District with our legislators. And so you'll see that it has that particular slant to it. But it's showcasing the work on a Pathway to Prosperity grant that we had with our Career Force partners at the Job Training Center and also at our local community college. And so you'll be seeing speakers from our Workforce Development Board, as well as Cindy Secord, one of our teachers who is also an instructor here today on the career pathway. So I guess, you know, the rest will speak for itself. So hopefully you'll get a good idea of how wonderful this Pathway to Prosperity program we had was.
Thank you so much, Teresa.
Metro North ABE covers a large geographical area where 8 school districts come together as a consortium. We're as far south as Brooklyn Center and as far north as St. Francis. Having that large geographical area and the consortium really helps us meet the needs of our students and our employers. It used to be that people came to adult basic education to get their GED or to learn how to speak English or improve their language skills. And it was important because that was the end goal and was enough for them to enter the workforce. And now that is no longer what is necessary.
You do have employers that are looking for some pretty technical skills. So there's a lot of communication right now within the state of Minnesota around education, around government, around employers, really trying to figure out creative ways to help us grow.
That's why we started partnering with DEED, Career Force Centers, post-secondary education, and employers to really help people go that next step.
Everybody's coming together with that same mission of building tomorrow's workforce and really building the partnership. It supports everything that we do.
There's a lot of opportunities when you're looking at career pathways in areas like construction, manufacturing, parts of healthcare, parts of professional business services where you don't need that four-year degree or that advanced degree. With certifications, with vocational training, career and technical education, you can get on a pathway or you can find employment in the state of Minnesota where you're going to have wages that are at or above four-year degree wages. So that's a pretty cool opportunity.
Something we're doing now is offering specialized pathways to our students so they can gain the skills necessary for those high-demand jobs.
Being part of a partnership with the Anoka County Workforce Board and the Anoka County Workforce Center and adult education and all of the local technical schools has played a major role in how we have been able to fill positions.
When you're connecting folks that are living in a local area to those local employers, it makes sense.
We use absolutely no pool staff. We can only continue to accomplish that through work with our partners. There's a whole host of life skills that a person is taught in a career pathway program.
And so ABE really does fit a nice kind of niche within our labor market. They've got programs that can help out Minnesotans transition into the labor market in educational pathways and then keep everybody just kind of moving along.
I've seen the success that can happen. Workforce development is the greatest legacy that any of us can leave, and it's the greatest need right now.
It's really needed, and you can see the outcomes and the success. And when you go to a graduation and an individual's family is there and they weren't successful maybe with even graduating high school, but because of the training program that they were in, they got their GED and now they're getting a certificate and then they were hired, that immediately changes that family and lifts that family from point A to point B. And so that's why we do the work that we do.
Heather, back to you.
Thanks again, Teresa. That was a great video. And I would love to learn how you were able to finance a video like that because it's so well done and it's professional, and it really helps to bring in that collaboration and the partnerships that are needed for adult career pathways to really work. We have another video focusing on one learner, and this video comes out of Rochester Adult Basic Education. And Nadine Holthouse is the Adult Literacy Program Manager out at Rochester ABE, and she can give us a little bit more background upon the video. Nadine, the video was also posted in the Adult Career Pathways Schoology group, so if anyone wants to review these videos, they will be there. And I'll turn it over to Nadine to give us a little bit of background on the video.
Good morning. Our video was also done in collaboration with a local employer and our local college and our workforce center to promote our Bridges to Careers programming. The interesting thing about Kimberly is she came to us and did our CNA program first, and then she went off to work. But then she wrapped back around and came back to do the phlebotomy program. So we get a lot of students who will start that healthcare pathway in the CNA, but then they come back and they go on to phlebotomy, LPN, RN, advanced CNA. So it's nice to see that they are continuing their education.
Rochester, we have, first of all, very low unemployment. It is a city where people are working and they're thriving. And with that being said, our unemployment is so low that we need workers desperately. Our largest industry is healthcare. And many of our students at Hawthorne, who are immigrants, refugees, and undereducated adults, want to work at Mayo Clinic. They want to work in healthcare. They're very excited to work at a place with that sort of reputation, but they don't have the skills to do so. And rather than industry and also employers in the community going outside the city looking for workers, why not look at the workers we have here? Who are the people who could do these jobs if they just had the training, if they just had some academic support? And that's what the program's all about.
2 years after I got my CNA, and as I worked as a CNA, I decided to follow up on the whole phlebotomy program. I got into contact with a coworker of mine who had been who was going to do eventually the program itself, but because of financial reasons and time-wise, she couldn't. But she gave me all the resources that enabled me to be able to get into contact with Katie at Hawthorne, who pretty much gave us really good preparatory classes for the phlebotomy program itself. I met with Katie and Savita. They gave us a really great way to understanding how the program itself works. And they've definitely helped us with almost everything from beginning to end. From the very first classes we took from it, to the interview process, to applying for the job itself, to writing papers, to pretty much explain it to the directors of the phlebotomy program why we would be a good fit or a good candidate to be in the program itself. To the point where we even, once we got the job, they made sure that we had everything essential: work uniforms, bus passes, transportation, anything we possibly could need.
Yeah, so the good news about this partnership is that since August of 2013, we can identify over 150 hires from this program, well over 73-74% diversity, which is a good thing because it's helping us to diversify our workforce, which is important to us. We want to make sure that our employee population represents the patient population we're serving, and by making sure that happens, we become better in our healthcare services, and that's important to us.
Great, thank you so much for sharing that video, Nadine, and to the programs that were able to be highlighted here. We're so grateful for the work. I'm going to turn things over to Astrid.
Okay, well, we'd also like to hear from all of you out there. We know that there are exciting things happening all around the state, so we'd like to invite you to use the chat to tell us something that's going well in your career pathway program. Tell us where you are and a recent success that you've had. We'd also like to hear what you are hoping to learn today. Why did you come? What are you hoping to learn from your colleagues? What do you want to be sharing with your colleagues? Invite everyone to take a minute and chat in. Don't be shy. This is going to be an interactive day where we are all teachers and learners, so we'd love to hear from everyone out there. Either something that's going well or something you're hoping to learn today. What brought you to the Institute? Great, Kelly's here from Summit Academy and interested in blended learning. We've all had to make a quick transition into hybrid and blended and distance education, and our last session of the day is focused specifically on making that transition. Kirsten is joining us from Northwest Minnesota, and she is hoping to come away with some ideas she can implement in her region of the state. Karen from Mankato would like to learn about recruitment strategies. Cindy has 50 students in their TEAS prep class at Anoka Tech. That's amazing. Julie Fitek here to look at how to tap into various funding sources. Hi, Marty's here from Corrections, and looking at changing the curriculum for the transition to post-secondary class. Excellent. Melissa's here to get more ideas about developing and funding career pathways. So hearing voices from all around the state, I'm excited to interact with you throughout the day. Encourage people to keep on chatting in. Let us know where you're joining from, what you're hoping to learn, a recent success. And then we're going to now outline the agenda for the day. Many of the sessions that are addressing some of the things that people are chatting in about.
Great, thanks. I'll turn it over to Heather to give us the scope of the day.
Thank you, Astrid and Patsy. And please feel free to continue to chat because it's really great information so that we can learn what's happening around the state. If we were in person, we'd be working in groups. We're not able to do that, so the chat is our next best thing. Today we have a full agenda for you in the morning. We have 2 one-hour sessions. One will be from 9:30 to 10:30, and you have 2 options to choose. One is building capacity for adult career pathways. The other one is building enrollments, getting the word out online and beyond. Then we have a 15-minute break, and we have our second session of the day happening from 10:45 to 11:45, another one-hour session, and we have 2 really great presentations. Yes, you can fund your adult career pathway, or you could focus on Dare to be data-driven. These are all excellent presentations that have a lot of folks from around the state of Minnesota focusing their expertise on helping you. We then will have time for lunch. Unfortunately, we don't have a catered opportunity, but you will have to maybe walk over to your fridge and find a really delicious lunch. That will be from 11:45 to 12:15. Our afternoon session will be all of us together again, and that will be from 12:15 to 1:30. I'm excited that we have Cindy and Danielle leading us on strategies for delivering effective adult career pathways at a distance. We will end by 1:30 today, and we will also have a link for you to watch the recordings afterwards if you cannot get to a session that is happening at the same time.
Great, thank you. And so just a couple things to know. Gail and Marisa are hard at work making sure everyone has the links. You'll see those in the chat here in a moment. All of the links you need to join all of the sessions are in the flyer, and that flyer came to you via email yesterday afternoon, and we'll continue to keep posting it here throughout the day so that people can easily access that. That's your key to all the rooms. So that's what you'll need, and they're also going out. Gail and Marisa are putting the full flyer up as well as the individual links to the next session. So everything you need is there, but if you do have any questions or any concerns, just email Gail. She is the one who is the mastermind behind all of the logistics today, and so Gail Rutan is here to help you with that. At the end of that flyer, you'll notice that there are some expectations for participation that are outlined. So we want you to please take a look at that in the full flyer for the day. We want everyone to have a really positive experience. And so there are some things there to remind all of us to make sure that that space is a learning space and a productive one. And then finally, that flyer will continue to be golden because that's where the links to all the recordings will be. So that one flyer with that one link that's a interactive flyer will then be updated with the recordings after today is finished. And so just hang on to that link. And if you didn't get to one session that you really wanted to see because you really needed to see the other one, you'll be able to do that. The recordings will be made available. And this is important. Everyone needs to know that in order to get your CEUs, we've done something a little bit different this time. The CEUs are actually linked to the evaluation. And the evaluation link also in your flyer. So you'll want to be sure and hang on to that. So at the end of the day, you'll go to the end of the day of the flyer, you'll see there's an evaluation link. You take the evaluation, and after you're finished giving us feedback on today, which we really do use, the Transitions Professional Development team, us here at ATLAS, and our colleagues at the Department of Education, use all of the information you share with us to make more professional development for you and to improve what we deliver to you. So do that thoroughly, and then you'll be able to download your CEUs right to your computer. So that's how we'll do that. All right, we're about to close, but I don't want to finish before we just give a warm thank you to Heather. Heather has been instrumental in making today come to be. So if you are someone who knows Zoom pretty well and can find your reactions and want to give her a thumbs up or applause, now would be a good time, or send her a thank you in the chat. Heather has been an extraordinary asset to this work over the recent years, and particularly recent months as we've prepared for this event. So thank you so much to Heather Turngren. And with that, I'll let you navigate to your next session. And I'm so excited for today, and we'll see you in the next one in just a few minutes. Thanks, everyone.